Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today is May 31st, 2021. I want to talk about a rapper who passed away today. A rapper named Little Loaded, supposed to be committed suicide after his girlfriend left him. That's what the news is saying, so let's believe him. So this is the rapper here. He is from California. He recently resided at Dallas, Texas, and it looks like this rapper was probably, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was in prison for a murder that he supposedly caught back on October 25th of last year. He supposedly murdered a man, supposedly by accident, and he was indicted for that crime on March 5th of this year. And looks like he was in prison from March 5th to now, and then, as what I'm reading in some of the news sources that are reporting his death, looks like he committed suicide in prison after his girlfriend supposedly cheated on him and decided to break up with him. So, I guess the news was too rough for him. He decided to take his own life just at the age of 20, a young guy. But what I'm gonna show you guys in this video, for those of you who may be new here, is that all this stuff is a lie. Or everything that the mainstream media is reporting about this man's death is a lie. This man was ritualistically murdered by a very repetitive code known as Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words, names, and phrases. And so many rappers die in connection to the numbers that I'm going to speak about in this video. The number 20. The number 74, the number 38. I talk about those numbers all the time. The other day I just made a video. I should have had the video available. I said, I do suspect a rapper to die. I made that video on May 28th. Because May 28th, that was a day with 74, 38, and 20 numerology. So I thought, maybe a rapper was going to die on that day. But, looks like they waited a couple of days after that day, because notice the date numerology for May 28th, 74, 38, and 20. A lot of rappers die in connection to these numbers. Now, most of the news sources are saying that he died today on May 31st. I won't be surprised if they come out later on and say that he actually died on May 28th. I won't be surprised, but right now they're saying May 31st, so that's what we're gonna go with. Nonetheless, the day that the news is reported is also important. It's as important as his actual date of death. So this is the headline: Dallas rapper Little Loaded reportedly passes away. If you read the article, it says that he did it because his girlfriend broke up with him, supposedly. But that's not what happened. So he died at the age of 20. A lot of rappers died at the age of 20. Remember last year, Pop Smoke died at the age of 20. Pop Smoke is a rapper that has the name that equals 38 as well. I talk about 38 not only with rappers, but most of the celebrities that I cover, I discuss the number 38 because that is the number when it comes to deaths. Because the word death, killing, R.I.P., murder, it all equals 38. Notice Pop Smoke, the rapper who died last year, 24 days after Kobe Bryant. His name equals 38 and 34, just like the term rapper. And rappers 38 and 34. Rappers also 38 and 74. Like how this rapper was born. Well, he went by Little Loaded, a name that sums to 74 and 38 like rapper. So Little Loaded had the perfect name to end up being a ritualistic killing. Because the people who operate by this code, the Jesuits, the record labels, because this rapper was signed to Epic Records. I guarantee you those people down there in Epic Records, the higher ups are all Jesuits, and they operate by this code. This rapper was signed to Epic Records. No doubt in my mind that record label has everything to do with this man's ritual death. But notice Little Loaded is 74 and 38, just like rapper, just like killing, just like English and Gematria. And again, the code that is used to kill is called Gematria. You can look up this song. It's called Gematria, the Killing Name, by the band Slipknot. The name of the song is Gematria, the Killing Name. One of the reasons I named my book The Killing Name. I wrote a book about 2 months now. I named it the killing name because this is truly the killing name, Gematria. They use this code to kill all these celebrities, all of them. A lot of people ask me if these rappers are faking their deaths or are they really being killed. I can't prove that, so that's why I try not to talk about things like that, things that I can't prove. What I can prove is how these rappers are being ritualistically murdered by this very repetitive code. These rappers always have the perfect name. They always die at the perfect age. They always die on a perfect day. It's like this all the time. Notice this rapper, he was born on August 1st. And then he dies 62 days before his birthday. And that's a number that I talk about a lot as well. Because notice Faustian bargain is 62, just like sacrifice. Faustian bargain is a term that it means kind of like to sign your life away. You sign that Faustian bargain with the record company, like how this rapper probably did with Apple Records. When you sign that contract, you're literally signing your life away. The moment you sign that contract, those of you who are rappers and might be watching this video, the moment you sign that contract, you are signing a Faustian bargain. You are giving up your entire life for material gain and success and fame. And a lot of these rappers do that. They say, you know what? I'm willing to do anything it takes to be famous and rich and famous. And this is why they always end up dying by these same repetitive numbers. This rapper was known for this song called Block Baby. And if you look up this song and just look closely at the title, you're going to see that, the B in the name Block Baby, he turned all the B's into sixes. And there's 3 B's in the title of this song. So you can easily see the 666 coded in the title of this song. That's because all these people are satanic worshipers. The thing about Kobe Bryant, right? Supposedly when Kobe Bryant scored 81 points versus the Toronto Raptors, that was his 666th game of his career. You could actually look this up. I'm not making this up. Look up Kobe's 81-point game. That was his 606th game of his career. Notice here, according to ballislife.com, bring this up for you. So let me just zoom in so you get on your own. When Kobe Bryant scored 81 points on his 666th game, think about the odds of that. His most memorable game was his 666th game of his career. And now this rapper, his most memorable song has the number 666 coded in the title. And not by accident. These people are satanic. Once you sign your life away, you're not signing your life away to God. You're signing your life away to Lucifer. Notice Lucifer is also 74 and 38. Lucifer is another word for the devil. Lucifer is 74 and 38, just like Little Loaded. Now this song, look at the gematria of the name of the song, 77 and 41. Today's a day with 77 and 41 numerology. It also sums to 121 like Blood Sacrifice. And the name of the song also sums to 49 like Dallas. And this rapper is reported to be from Dallas. It says in his bio that he was actually born in California, but the headline says that he's located in Dallas right now. So, and speaking of Dallas, this rapper Mo3, who is from Dallas and was murdered in Dallas, notice his birthday is May 31st. So this other Dallas rapper dies on Mo3's birthday, on his 29th birthday. And I remember covering this man's death. This man's death is actually in my book. I spoke about how he died 201 days before his birthday, because he died on November 11th, and from November 11th to May 31st, which is today, is 201 days, and that's a big number with the Jesuits. The Jesuit order equals 201. So this rapper, a Little Loaded, died 201 days after Mo3's death. And Mo3 is another rapper that died on a day with 62 numerology. And Let me just refresh it. He was born Melvin A. Noble Jr. His full name equals 62. Mo threes. He died on the day with 62 numerology. Just like our little Loda died 62 days before his birthday. But that 201, it shows up a lot with a lot of these rappers as well. A lot of these rappers have the 201 coded in their name. Going back to that person that Little Loda supposed to be murdered, it was supposedly his friend, a man named Khalil Walker, 18-year-old. Little Loda was charged with manslaughter. Supposedly he killed him by accident, but who knows? That was probably a ritual in itself. But the man that he's supposed to be killed, Khalil Walker, he has the 201 in his name. Just like the Jesuit order. And just think about Pope Francis, who is the first openly Jesuit Pope. From today to Pope Francis' upcoming birthday, Pope Francis was born on December 17th. This rapper is reportedly dead 201 days before the first openly Jesuit Pope's birthday. Again, that 201. The Jesuit order is 201. And for another 201, this rapper has a song with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with NLE Choppa. This rapper here. He was born Bryson LaShawn Potts. You decode his name. He has the 201 in his name. A lot of these rappers have the 201 in their name because a lot of these rappers are owned by the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order. And notice the 69 as well in his name. Look, Jesuit order. The Jesuit order is 69 and 201. Notice down here. The Jesuit order is 69 and 201, just like Bryson LaShawn Potts. The name of the rapper, NLE Choppa. And these two rappers collaborated. They have a song together. Him and Little Loaded. You can actually just go do a Google search. It's actually the song that I was talking about, Block Baby. But the remix is featuring the guy with the 201 in his name. 666. Crazy stuff. Little Loader, he was born Deshaun Maurice Robertson. His name sums to 266, another Jesuit number. Notice the 266. Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. And the Jesuit logo, Iesus Hominum Salvator, sums to 266. So notice 266. Little Loader's full name equals 266. Just like the Jesuit logo, 266. And notice the 122, when you write out Pope Francis, it sums to 122. This is the rapper that died 201 days before Pope Francis' birthday. And when you write out the Holy Bible, is also 201. So think about the odds of this rapper from Dallas dying on Mo 3's birthday 201 days after his death. With all the other 201s that I spoke about. And then, Mo 3 also died in connection to number 35. Because he was supposed to be killed on I-35. The word of rap is 35. Catholic is 35. This rapper, Little Loaded, he was indicted on March 5th of this year on 3-5. So all these rappers, they all die in connection to the same numbers. All of them. Pop Smoke, Mo 3, King Von. Don't get me started with King Von. Actually, for those of you that, like to call this stuff a coincidence, look up King Von's LeVon James album. His album cover. His album cover is pretty detailed. Just pay attention to the cover of the album. It says a lot. It speaks. Let's try and find a nice image for you guys. I guess that's not good. I guess this one will do it. So let's see. I can't zoom in. This is pretty much what's on the cover of the album because I want to talk about the numbers at the top. So on this is the original cover here, but this is pretty much the same thing because this is the numbers that I want to talk about. On the scoreboard, it's supposed to be 24-6, But 24-6, that's like the number 246. King Von, he put actually, you know what? I think he put out this album on. I think this album came out on March 6th, which also connects to today because today's the 151st day of the year, the 36th prime. I want to look up King Von LeVon James release date. It did come out on March 6th, on 3/6. Because the thing about 3/6 is like that's like the number 36, and the 36 triangular number is 666. And Little Loader died on the 151st day of the year, which is the 36 prime number. And he has a 666 coded in that most popular in that song that he is known for, Block Baby. So that's interesting right there. But yeah, so LeVon James came out on March 6th, right? Okay. But yeah, so from March 6th to the day that King Von was murdered, it was a span of 246 days, like how the scoreboard displayed the score 24-6. And on the clock, you're going to see that it says 64 hours left in the game. He died on the 311th day of the year, the 64th prime. And the word kill is 64. And of course, that was supposed to be the neighborhood that King Von was from. And he was born Davon Bennett, a name that also sums to 64 as well. So he was flooded with 64s. And I expect that to be a big number this year in the NBA. If you've been following my work, then you know all about the number 64. Yesterday supposedly Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving combined for 104 points. 104 points. Brooklyn is 104. And think about 104 seconds. Think about 104 on the clock. 1 minute and 4 seconds. That's 64 seconds. 64. Like how the Brooklyn Nets could win 64 games this season if they win the championship alongside Mr. James Harden and Blake Griffin. Two of the players that joined the team this year. But that's a different story for a different day. I just wanted to show you guys how King Von, he died 246 days after his album release on March 6th, and he had the number 246 coded in the cover of that album. He also had the number 64 coded, that like how he died on March 11 on November 6th, the 64 on the 311th day of the year on November 6th, and 311 is the 64th prime. And notice the name of the album is LeVon James. LeVon James is 116. He died on November 6th. And LeVon James is also 35. Just like King James, right? The album was a tribute to LeBron James, King James. King James is also 89. And King Von was born on August 9th, 89. And died 89 days after his own birthday. Stuff is just all the time the same thing. But this rapper, he is from San Bernardino. That also sums to 62 in Gematria. Died 62 days before his birthday. There's probably something up with his birth sign as well, because all this stuff is related to astrology and outer space. But I don't really like to talk about outer space. I don't really need to talk about outer space, A lot of people like to focus on the moon and the stars, but I think with all this stuff that I'm pointing out, I think this is enough evidence that this person did not die because his girlfriend left him. You guys think that his girlfriend left him and that's why he killed himself? You guys think Little Loaded died because his girlfriend left him? Or because he signed that Faustian bargain? I think that this is the reason he really died. But yeah, so back on October 25th, he's supposedly murdered his friend. It says here that Dallas rapper Little Loaded indicted on lesser charge after murder arrest and friend's shooting death. So he got convicted of manslaughter. So I'll just quickly take a look at this, see if I see anything else that I might have missed. And again, this came out on March 5th on 3/5. And look, notice the time that they updated this article at 4:20, like 42, talking about a black man in a shooting. Officers were called to Walker's home in the 7200 block. Jesuit orders also 72 of Lost Canyon Drive near the Cedar Ridge Preserve in southwestern Dallas, the Woods neighborhood, the afternoon of October 25th. The word death is also 25. And I just want to measure from October 25th to today. It's probably synced up with today's date. Oh, look at that. So from the day that he killed his friend to today is 218 days. Like how the word death is 218. Oh my goodness. This stuff is just sick. So death is 38, like his name, Little Loaded. Is also 20, like his age of death. It's also 97 and 25, and 97 is the 25th prime. And on the 25th of October, he killed his friend. And then he died. What is it? 218 and what? Satanic? It's English Sumerian. No, it's Jewish. Excuse me. So, what is this? I know death is 218. I think it's English extended. Okay. So death. I mean, just look at this. So again, Little Lotus is 38. Death is 38. He died at the age of 20. Death is also 218 in the English extended cipher. Another relevant cipher, if you look up down here, this is how that cipher works. You number the alphabet 1 through 10, and then you skip by 10, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And then once you get to 100, you jump by hundreds. So that's how you number the alphabet. And then the letters, you apply it to death. So death will be 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 200 plus 8, and that equals 218. So he died 218 days after committing the death of his friend, and who he killed on the 25th of October. Serious stuff. These people love the numbers, man. This stuff is deep. Leo, the sign, his astrology sign is 49, like Dallas. Like that song that he's remembered for. It's also 14. I think today's the day of 14 numerology. It is. So let me see something, because he was born on 8/1 in the year 2000. Oh, look at this. So he was born on the 214th day of the year and then died on the day leaving 214 days left in the year. That's another thing. That's another pattern they like to do. So 214. Let me see because I know the 214. I've seen that number a lot before. Yeah, I might have to do some work on 214 because I have seen that number show up before in these killings. I'm noticing that conspiracy theory is 214, but not sure that's why they're using that number. It may just be because he was born on the 214th day of the year. That's why they chose him to take him out on the day leaving 214 days in the year. But yeah. So let's see if I see anything else. So look, just by reading this article, we found out that he died 218 days after October 25th, the day that he killed his friend, Khalil Walker. The guy with the 201 is his name. It says here that he turned himself in to authorities on November 9th. Yeah, he was signed to Epic Records. Yeah. That was the day he signed that Faustian bargain. So it says here, Robertson's song Block Baby 666 went viral in summer 2019 and has been viewed more than 25 million times on YouTube. I think that's enough. I think we covered a lot. Just want to look at his name one more time. But yeah, this stuff is just sick, man. And look at the things that they blame it on. They blamed it on his girlfriend. I mean, probably doesn't even have a girlfriend. Oh, look at that. So Deshaun is also 38 and 25. And look at that. He turned himself in on November 9th. His name Deshaun is 119. All CNI is also 119. God turns himself in on November 9th. So yeah, notice this is the book that I wrote a couple of months ago. I called it The Killing Name because this stuff is, I named that after that song, Gematria, The Killing Name. And if you notice the cover of the title of this video, I named it Murder by Numbers. There's another song out there called Murder by Numbers where they talk about the same thing, murdering people by the code. It's as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. Go read the lyrics of that song. And if you haven't seen the cover of the film Murder by Numbers, we're talking about number 38, right? Let me just show you. And the cover of this album, this film came out in the early 2000s. The main character is Sandra Bullock. Her name is 83, right? Because murder's 83. And if you notice the title, Murder by Numbers, they put the number 3 and the number 8 right in the title of the film, like 38. Because murder is also 38. So they had the main character, her name is 83, and then the cover of the cover of the movie, they coded the number 38 in there. And this is the song I'm talking about here, Murder by Numbers by the band The Police. And then notice the year it came out, in 1983. Like how murder equals 83. And I remember, this person's death, it reminds me a lot of this rapper. I don't know if you guys remember YNW Melly, the guy who's supposed to be murdered his friend. Little Loaded's death reminds me a lot about this rapper because this rapper also supposed to be murdered his friends. And I remember this man's death. His friend's death was connected to this song, Murder on My Mind. And he put this song out on August 3rd on A3. A song called Murder on My Mind. And I think this guy is still in prison, supposedly. And you know how we was talking about 213? If I remember correctly, I think YNW Melly turned himself in on February 13th. I think that would be the clincher right there. He did. He turned himself in on February 13th. This is what I was saying in the beginning of the video. It's like all the same numbers that I'm talking about, it's the same thing with all these rappers. February 13th is 213. We just spoke about that number with Little Loaded. Well, we talk about the number 218, but death is also 213. So, oh my gosh, 213, the death number. And if you look up the meaning of YNW, it stands for Young Nigga World. I'll show you the gematria of Young Nigga World. Two and three. He turned himself in on 213. Notice the 84. That song, Murder on My Mind, remember it came out on August 3rd, 2019. And then, you can actually look this up. Let's see. YNW Melly, friends murdered. He killed his friend supposedly 84 days after the release of that song. So behind bars is 1 year, October 26th, since the recording artists Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas, both childhood friends of Demons. Okay, so his friend supposedly died on October 26th. Let's see. Because if it's 84 days, then that was the day that his friend died. Yeah, that's all okay. So that song, Murder on My Mind, by the rapper YNW Melly, was released on August 3rd, 2019. You guys at home, you can verify this on your own. These are all facts. So Murder on My Mind. 84 days after the release of this song, his two friends are murdered. And he is arrested for their deaths on 213, like how Young Nigga World equals 213, just like the term death. His friend YMW Sack Chaser and Christopher Thomas YMW Juvie. The two members of his group YMW were killed 84 days after the release of Murder on My Mind. And again, YMW stands for Young Nigga World, which some say 84 and 213. Then the rapper turns himself in on February 13th. Can't make this stuff up. So again, stop believing what you hear on websites like this. These people are lying to you. This guy did not kill himself because of his girlfriend. What are you, stupid? You gotta be stupid to believe that. So rest in peace, Little Loaded. If he shot himself, it looks like his gun was a lot loaded. So rest in peace anyways. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time.